everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. People often ask, what do adoption placements look like during COVID? Today we are happy to welcome Ashley, who's a birth mom who placed her daughter for adoption in June of 2020. She's going to talk a little bit about her experience connecting with the agency and what life is like for her today with her open adoption. So welcome, Ashley.
Hello, how are you guys?
Can you talk to us a little bit of like where you were at when you gave birth and went to the hospital?
When I gave birth, it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. I thought I had cramps. So I was in the bathroom the whole time. My son was sleeping in the bed with me. So he was sleeping in the other room, we were in the basement. We slept in the other room. I screamed his name. I screamed Terry's name. She was 3 floors up.
Okay.
And when the time came, like her head was in my hand. But my son heard nothing. He slept through the whole entire thing.
Wow.
Even when the cops and ambulance and everything was there, he was sleeping the whole time. They didn't even know there was another child in the room.
Sure. So you gave birth at home?
Yes, I
Okay.
gave birth at home.
Had you known you were pregnant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And then what transpired when you got to the hospital and you made that initial call to the agency?
Well, first, when we got to the hospital, I always knew I was going to give Rose up for adoption.
Okay.
There's families out there that that can't have kids.
Sure.
Or have that life, and I couldn't do that. I wanted to give her a start, and I knew in my situation at the time, it wasn't right to keep Rose.
Okay.
It wasn't fair. COVID when it first started was when I lost my job.
Sure.
And all that, so it's like
A lot happening.
right. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a situation I wanted.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, because people wonder with COVID, did that affect your decision making at all? Like, were you worried about like what would this look like? Because sometimes at the beginning of COVID, birth parents were scared of like, where's my child
Right.
going, the unknown.
I didn't even think of it.
Okay.
I didn't think. I called the first agency I ever called. I think they were in Texas.
Okay.
And I was about 5 months pregnant.
Okay.
They sent me so many profiles. I remember like books and stuff. I looked through them all. But in the time when it was there, I didn't call. I called you guys instead.
Yeah.
And then you came right away, and you were there right away, and it was easy. I thought it was going to be this hard thing, like she was going to be, and then I said, I don't want to go through all those profiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you picked 2 people out, it was Evie's family and there was another family. Evie's parents, they had Evie, and that's the reason why I chose her.
Okay.
And then they were the longest too.
They were a longer waiting family. So
Yeah,
that
they were
made things feel a little better.
Yeah, it made me feel like I was going to give some hope to a family and to my daughter. Honestly, it was the best thing I ever did.
Sure.
In my life, selfless thing I did.
Sure.
Because I love her.
Sure.
That bond it's not gonna go away.
Sure.
I gave birth to her. I did.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep that bond. I wanted an open adoption, and it was so wonderful. It was like the look on their faces, like when you sent me those pictures, because it was COVID, we couldn't meet
Mm-hmm.
and we couldn't be in the hospital, but you guys made it easy. You sent pictures, and you sent me updates until she was out of the hospital. The day she got out of the hospital, we met like that week or whatever.
I'm happy you're able to share that, you went through obviously a really tough birth situation, right? You delivered your daughter at home, came to the hospital. Everything was kind of a whirlwind at that point. But to know that you were able to make that call, we came out to the hospital, you can still make a plan at the hospital.
Exactly.
Right? Some women don't realize that. They think, if I haven't called an agency ahead of time, I can't do adoption.
Right.
But you were able to still feel comfortable.
I thought that too. In the beginning, I thought I had to call ahead of time. But I did it. I called right away.
Sure.
Came out right that day. And
sure.
And you can make that decision that day, and your guys are right there. Yeah. If not there, you're on the phone making appointments maybe tomorrow, the next day to get there. But you guys made it so easy, right? And have that be the easy part
of it.
Part of it,
Sure.
was really good because I thought it was going to be the hardest part of my life.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about what type of open relationship you have with your daughter and the family that you chose.
Well, we have a really good relationship from the start. It was easy. Like, it felt right, you know. I was blessed. I really was. And it felt right. And they set up an email, you know. They send me pictures like once a month.
Oh, nice.
They send me pictures every holiday, even on Evie's birthday. You know, they send me videos and pictures of her walking, you know, her first words.
Some of her first moments.
Right, exactly.
Sure.
They're sharing it. They're trying to share that experience with me.
Yeah.
And I love it. And Evie wrote me a card. She wrote me a letter. I think it was like 5 months, thanking me. She was like, I want to thank you so much for giving us Rose. She makes us so happy. And you know, just that feeling, just knowing that, like, touched, it warmed my heart.
Yeah.
Like, it made me feel like it was the right thing.
Sure.
You know?
Talk to us a little bit about your son. You had mentioned you're parenting a son, and if you have any other family members who participate in your open adoption, because some folks don't realize that open adoption can extend beyond you.
Right.
I think your father
my
participates sometimes in the visit.
My son came and he was with me when I first met them, and he doesn't really get it. He's 6 now, but I loved it. You know, I have pictures of them holding her. And to him, I try to explain I had a baby for another person's family.
Yeah,
he knows it's his sister.
Sure.
Because I made sure of it too.
We actually have a book right here. It's called Sam's Sister,
Oh.
and it's really helpful for birth moms who are parenting other children. It actually tells the story of where the baby you're carrying went to, so that children who are still in that same, you know, household can understand what adoption is.
And
so that's a really great
went.
thing to keep.
Okay.
We can give you one.
Okay, yeah, I would. I would love it.
It's
right?
really nice so that
Right.
other kids can know where their siblings were.
Right, exactly. And then my father-in-law also is involved. Like a lot of other people. I could bring my dad and my sisters to meet them, and I will eventually.
Sure.
You know, I'm not gonna do it on because I could choose anyone can come to the visit with me.
Yeah.
Because now it's one-on-one. You know, it's.
And the family embraces all of your family.
All of it, right? All of it. Yes, they love my pop. Like,
Good.
we went to the zoo. I have a picture of her and them walking, and then Pop went with us. I was good at the choice of my choice.
Confident.
I feel confident in my choice. One of my cousins is like, "How could you do that? How could you give your kid up?" You know.
And what do you say to her when she says that?
Oh, I said it's not that I gave her up. You know, I still have a relationship with her. I said it was the right thing for her and me.
Absolutely.
And then I talk to her about the story, you know, and tell her like behind the reason of why, you know, because they don't know, so they're just judging.
Good.
Like, no, I didn't do nothing wrong. You know, I'm still in her life, and like you guys could still be in her life. Like when she gets older, like, and the family they embrace that. They embrace everything. I thought about that plenty of times when I was pregnant.
Sure. How would people perceive the choice you made? And unfortunately, not everybody's aware of what open adoption looks like. So sometimes it takes educating folks to be like, no, these are the reasons why I made this plan. This is what open adoption looks like. I still have a relationship. Right? And then they kind of come around and they're like, oh, I get it now.
They get it now. Right.
Ashley, what do you want our community to know about birth mothers? If there's anything you feel like you've learned through this journey, something that is important to you that you want folks to know about your experience of placing your daughter for adoption?
I just want them to know that it's not a bad thing, and it's nothing you do wrong, and it's not something that you should be like, oh man, I'm such a horrible mother because I gave my daughter up, you know, or your child.
Sure.
But it's not. It's
you did this for her.
I did it for I did it for her. Right.
Well, we are so happy that you have embraced your decision. It sounds like you have a wonderful relationship with your daughter, with the family. Your family participates in that. I mean, it just sounds like overall things went the way you wanted them to go.
And they did. They really did. Good. And I'm blessed. You know, Rose brought me back to, I don't know, she brightened something in me.
She woke something up.
Right. Even with the family, it's like brighter. And that's how confident and happy I am with my decision. Like, it was the best decision I made.
Well, we're happy that you're happy. It sounds like Rose is living a wonderful life, and you get to participate in that.
Yes.
Again, we're thankful that you could share your story. I know our community feels very appreciative to know your experience and your journey with adoption. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks again to Ashley for sharing her story. We're hopeful that you were able to learn a little bit more about birth parents. Yes. Thanks so much.